Sigma males, with their unique blend of independence and strategic thinking, often have specific pet peeves that can be especially irksome to them. Chief among these is excessive conformity. They find it frustrating when people mindlessly follow trends or group norms without critical thought. Another irritant is lack of authenticity. Sigma males value genuine interactions and are put off by superficiality or insincerity. Additionally, they have little patience for inefficiency and incompetence, particularly in professional settings where streamlined processes and competence are crucial. Micromanagement is another major annoyance. Sigma males prefer autonomy and trust in their ability to manage their own tasks without unnecessary oversight. Finally, they are often irritated by a lack of intellectual stimulation or shallow conversations, as they thrive on deeper, more meaningful exchanges. In sum, Sigma males are most vexed by anything that undermines their values of independence, authenticity, efficiency, and intellectual depth. Number 1. Being trapped in monotonous, uninspiring environments can be particularly exasperating for Sigma males. Imagine being stuck in a dull room where nothing of interest is happening, like waiting endlessly in a dentist's office with no end in sight. For Sigma males, this kind of environment isn't just boring, it feels like a slow, painful drag where every passing minute seems to stretch indefinitely. They thrive on stimulation and variety, so when everything around them is repetitive and lacks any kind of intellectual or emotional engagement, time seems to stand still. Whether it's a monotonous office, a poorly planned event, or even a friend's house where the energy is flat, these situations can be unbearable. Sigma males naturally crave excitement, creativity, and meaningful interactions. When they're deprived of these, the result is a profound sense of restlessness and frustration. They often resort to quick fixes like scrolling through their phones or daydreaming about more stimulating plans, but these distractions only offer temporary relief. The real annoyance is the stark contrast between their desire for vibrant experiences and the drudgery of the environment they're forced to endure, making boredom a top irritant. Number 2. Sigma males find it deeply annoying when people try to change their inherently quiet and reserved nature. For Sigma males, being reserved is not a flaw but a fundamental aspect of who they are. When others persistently push them to be more outgoing or socially active, it feels intrusive and dismissive. It's like trying to force a cat to act like a dog, completely unnecessary and counterproductive. Sigma males are naturally inclined to observe, think, and engage in meaningful conversations rather than seeking the spotlight. They derive strength and insight from their quieter demeanor, and their preference for listening and deep reflection should be respected. When people insist on altering this aspect of their personality, it suggests that being themselves isn't good enough. The constant pressure to conform to a more extroverted mold can be exhausting and frustrating. Sigma males value authenticity and find it frustrating when their natural way of being is overlooked or undervalued, especially when others fail to recognize the depth of their quiet contributions. Number 3. Unsolicited advice from self-proclaimed experts can be especially irksome for Sigma males. This type of advice often feels intrusive and patronizing, akin to an uninvited guest who disrupts a carefully planned event. Sigma males typically have their own methods and strategies, and unsolicited input can seem like an unwelcome judgment rather than genuine help. These well-meaning advisors usually don't grasp the full context or understand the effort Sigma males have invested in their pursuits. Their advice, often based on outdated opinions or personal biases, rarely adds value and can create unnecessary pressure. It's frustrating to have someone impose their views without consideration for the Sigma male's own plans and expertise. This kind of interference not only disrupts their focus but also feels like an invalidation of their efforts and decisions. In essence, unsolicited advice from those who fail to appreciate the Sigma male's perspective is more annoying than helpful, adding an extra layer of stress and irritation. Number 4. People who constantly seek attention or validation can quickly become a major annoyance for Sigma males. These individuals are often characterized by their need to dominate conversations with self-centered stories or incessant posts about their latest achievements, always fishing for compliments. This relentless quest for validation creates an environment that feels superficial and draining. Sigma males, who prefer genuine and meaningful interactions, find such attention-seeking behavior both disrespectful and exhausting. When every conversation is steered back to the self-centered pursuits of one individual, it undermines the value of the dialogue and alienates others. The constant need for reassurance and praise creates a shallow atmosphere where real connections are hard to form. Being around such individuals can feel like being on a never-ending roller coaster of self-importance without any real thrill. Sigma males find it frustrating to engage with those who prioritize their own need for validation over authentic and reciprocal interactions. Number 5. Micromanagement, whether in the workplace or personal relationships, can be a significant source of frustration for Sigma males. This behavior involves excessively controlling every detail of their work or actions, which not only undermines their confidence but also stifles their creativity. In a work setting, micromanagers turn tasks into burdensome chores by second-guessing every decision and action, leading to a stifling environment where initiative and growth are discouraged. For Sigma males, this constant scrutiny feels like being under a relentless spotlight, which can make them feel like they're back in a classroom with a critical teacher. Similarly, in relationships, constant monitoring and control can erode trust and create a power struggle. Sigma males value independence and thrive when given the freedom to explore and make decisions on their own. Micromanagement, therefore, can feel like an emotional tug-of-war, draining their motivation and enthusiasm. This lack of autonomy and respect for their abilities is both irritating and disheartening. Number 6. For Sigma males, being interrupted while deeply engrossed in thought or work is particularly disruptive. When they are fully immersed in a project or engaged in complex thinking, they create a mental space where ideas flow seamlessly. An unexpected interruption, such as a loud question or irrelevant chatter, feels like a sudden jolt that shatters their concentration. This disruption not only derails their current train of thought but also makes it difficult to regain their original focus. The effort to get back on track can be frustrating, as the flow of ideas often slips away and productivity suffers. Sigma males value deep work and uninterrupted time, so frequent interruptions can lead to irritability and decreased motivation. This disruption is not just annoying but undermines their ability to produce high-quality work and maintain inner peace. It can also negatively impact their interactions with others, as constant disturbances lead to heightened frustration and reduced engagement. Number 7. One of the greatest irritations for Sigma males is dealing with people who constantly seek attention or validation. These individuals often dominate conversations with their self-centered anecdotes or continuously post about their latest achievements, always fishing for compliments and reassurance. This relentless quest for validation turns interactions into superficial exchanges where the focus is more on one person's need for attention rather than on genuine, meaningful dialogue. For Sigma males, who value authenticity and deep connections, this kind of behavior is both exhausting and disheartening. Conversations quickly lose their value when every topic is redirected to satisfy the attention seeker's ego. The atmosphere becomes one of perpetual self-promotion, devoid of real substance, which can make interactions feel shallow and unfulfilling. Sigma males are drawn to substantive, reciprocal relationships where both parties are engaged and respected. The constant need for praise from attention seekers creates an environment that is draining and frustrating, making it difficult to form meaningful connections. In the end, being around those who prioritize their own validation over authentic interaction can be a significant source of annoyance and dissatisfaction. Number 8. Micromanagement, whether encountered in professional settings or personal relationships, is a significant source of frustration for Sigma males. This behavior involves an excessive and often intrusive level of control over every detail of their actions. which not only undermines their confidence but also stifles their creativity. In the workplace, micromanagers turn tasks into burdensome chores by second-guessing every decision and action, creating an environment where initiative and independent thought are discouraged. For Sigma males, who thrive on autonomy and the freedom to explore and innovate, such relentless oversight feels like being trapped under a constant, critical gaze. This micromanagement can lead to feelings of frustration and helplessness, as it interferes with their ability to work effectively and diminishes their motivation. Similarly, in personal relationships, constant monitoring and control can erode trust and create unnecessary tension. Sigma males value their independence and expect to be trusted to manage their own affairs. Micromanagement, therefore, becomes not just a minor annoyance but a serious impediment to their sense of well-being and effectiveness. Number 9. When it comes to dealing with constant interruptions while engrossed in deep work or thought, Sigma males experience a profound level of irritation. Imagine being deeply immersed in a complex project or contemplative task, where every idea flows smoothly and your focus is razor-sharp. Then, suddenly, an interruption, be it a loud question, a random comment, or an urgent but irrelevant request, shatters this mental sanctuary. For Sigma males, who thrive on uninterrupted concentration, such disruptions are not merely inconvenient, they disrupt their cognitive flow and make it incredibly challenging to regain their previous level of focus. The process of reorienting oneself after such interruptions can be lengthy and frustrating, as the seamless flow of ideas is often lost. This constant disruption undermines their ability to produce high-quality work and maintain their inner peace. It can also lead to increased irritability and a drop in motivation, as the constant barrage of interruptions makes it difficult to engage fully in their tasks. This persistent intrusion not only affects productivity but also saps the satisfaction and effectiveness they derive from their deep, focused work. Number 10. Sigma males find themselves particularly annoyed by the presence of individuals who constantly seek attention or validation. These people often dominate conversations with their need for self-promotion, whether it's through endlessly discussing their achievements or fishing for compliments. For Sigma males who value genuine and meaningful interactions, this type of behavior quickly becomes draining. Conversations with such individuals often lack depth and substance, as the focus is continually redirected towards the attention seeker's personal validation rather than fostering authentic dialogue. This relentless pursuit of approval creates an environment where interactions feel superficial and unfulfilling. Sigma males appreciate connections based on mutual respect and sincere engagement, not on superficial exchanges driven by one person's need for constant praise. The pervasive self-centeredness of attention seekers can make every interaction feel like an exercise in placating egos rather than sharing meaningful experiences. This type of dynamic can lead to frustration and a sense of disconnection, as Sigma males struggle to find value and authenticity in such interactions. Number 11. Dealing with unsolicited advice from self-proclaimed experts can be particularly grating for Sigma males. This type of advice often feels intrusive and patronizing, as if someone is barging into a situation without understanding the full context. Sigma males typically have their own methods and strategies developed through their own experience and insights. When outsiders offer unsolicited tips or suggestions, it can seem more like an unwelcome judgment than helpful guidance. These advisors often lack a comprehensive understanding of the Sigma male's unique approach or the effort they've invested, and their advice can come off as outdated or irrelevant. The frustration stems from having someone impose their narrow viewpoints without acknowledging the Sigma male's expertise or existing plans. This imposition can create unnecessary pressure and disrupt their process, making it difficult to remain focused and motivated. Sigma males may find such unsolicited advice not only irritating but also a challenge to their sense of autonomy and self-reliance. Number 12. Sigma males are deeply annoyed by being trapped in environments that lack stimulation and intellectual engagement. These monotonous settings, such as a dull office, a poorly organized event, or even a lackluster social gathering, can feel like a slow, torturous wait with time dragging on interminably. Sigma males are driven by a desire for variety and meaningful experiences, so environments that are devoid of these elements can be incredibly frustrating. When surrounded by repetitive and uninspiring stimuli, they often experience a profound sense of restlessness and dissatisfaction. The absence of intellectual challenges or creative opportunities makes the passage of time feel agonizingly slow, leading them to seek out distractions or fantasize about more stimulating activities. This perpetual state of boredom not only affects their mood but can also diminish their motivation and enthusiasm. For Sigma males, who thrive on engaging and dynamic environments, the lack of stimulation can make every moment feel like an unending test of patience and resilience. Number 13. Sigma males are particularly irked by the pressure to change their naturally reserved and quiet demeanor. Being quiet and introspective is a core aspect of their personality, providing them with strength and clarity. However, when others insist that they be more outgoing or sociable, it feels like an unwarranted intrusion into their personal space. This pressure to conform to a more extroverted mold can be both exhausting and frustrating. It implies that their natural way of being is somehow insufficient or flawed. Sigma males prefer deep, thoughtful conversations and moments of reflection over seeking the spotlight or engaging in superficial chatter. The constant push to alter their intrinsic nature can feel dismissive, as if their true selves are not valued or accepted. This insistence on changing their quiet nature often leads to feelings of irritation and a heightened sense of disconnection, as they struggle to balance their authentic self with the expectations imposed by others. Number 14. Sigma males often find themselves deeply annoyed by micromanagement, whether it occurs in professional settings or personal relationships. Micromanagement involves an excessive focus on every minute detail of a task or action, effectively stifling autonomy and creativity. For Sigma males, who thrive on independence and self-direction, having someone constantly hovering and scrutinizing every move feels like an imposition on their freedom. In the workplace, this behavior transforms what should be an opportunity for growth and innovation into a restrictive environment where every decision is second-guessed. It fosters a sense of frustration and inadequacy, as Sigma males are not given the space to apply their own judgment and creativity. Similarly, in personal relationships, micromanagement can erode trust and create a power struggle. It feels like an emotional tug-of-war where one side attempts to assert control, while the other strives for independence. This constant overreach undermines their confidence and motivation, making them feel trapped and unappreciated. Ultimately, micromanagement challenges the Sigma male's ability to thrive and succeed on their own terms, leading to significant irritation and dissatisfaction. Number 15. Sigma males are particularly irritated by the presence of individuals who are always fishing for compliments or validation. These people thrive on constant reassurance and attention, dominating conversations with their need for self-affirmation. For Sigma males, who value authentic and substantive interactions, this behavior quickly becomes tiresome. Conversations with such individuals often become one-sided, with the focus shifting away from mutual engagement to a relentless pursuit of praise. This incessant need for validation creates an atmosphere that feels superficial and draining. Sigma males appreciate genuine connections where both parties contribute meaningfully, rather than interactions centered around one person's quest for constant approval. The constant barrage of self-centered dialogue can lead to a sense of disconnection and frustration. Engaging with someone who prioritizes their own need for validation over meaningful exchange can feel like an exhausting exercise in placating egos rather than enjoying authentic and enriching interactions. Number 16. Sigma males experience significant frustration when their deep, focused work is interrupted by unnecessary or irrelevant disturbances. When they are immersed in a project or deeply engaged in thought, they enter a state of flow where ideas and creativity thrive. Interruptions, whether in the form of loud questions or casual chatter, abruptly shatter this productive mental state. For Sigma males, these disruptions are not merely annoying, they are a serious hindrance to their ability to concentrate and produce high-quality work. The challenge of regaining their focus after an interruption can be substantial, as it often takes considerable time and effort to return to their previous level of concentration. This constant disruption impacts not only their productivity but also their emotional well-being, leading to increased irritation and decreased motivation. Whether it's during a creative endeavor or in the middle of a critical task, the persistent interruptions undermine their capacity to work effectively and maintain a peaceful mental space. Number 17. Sigma males find it particularly exasperating when others attempt to impose unsolicited advice or opinions on them. This form of interference often feels intrusive and patronizing, as if someone is barging into a situation without a full understanding of the context or the Sigma male's approach. These unsolicited advisors frequently offer tips or suggestions that they believe are beneficial, yet their input is often irrelevant or outdated. Sigma males typically have their own methods and strategies developed through careful consideration and personal experience. The intrusion of unrequested advice can feel like a dismissal of their expertise and efforts. It creates unnecessary pressure and can derail their focus, making it challenging to continue with their own plans and strategies. The irritation stems from the sense that their autonomy is being undermined by someone who does not appreciate their perspective or the thought they have invested in their approach. This kind of unsolicited interference disrupts their process and contributes to a sense of frustration and annoyance. Thank you for your attention. You can now become a member of the channel by clicking the Join button under this video.